fun. I was there with my family, my friends. Had a great time.
Can you kind of take me through the last couple of years? I mean,
Well, for the past 2 seasons, well, first against Kansas, I tore my ACL and my meniscus, and then the next year against Alabama, I tore my ACL. So for 2 consecutive years, I was out the very first game. I never had the opportunity to even play in this stadium until the last game.
Was that on your mind during the game, during this game against Rutgers, or was that sort of something you tried to push aside?
Well, you always try to push it aside, but it's always in the back of your mind. The very first play of the game, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know the stadium was that loud, to be honest. The first 3 plays of the game, I didn't even get a call from the coach because it was so loud.
Did that help you guys during the game, as far as the defense? Did that help sort of raise the intensity?
Yeah, we appreciate all our fans for coming out and support us. We thank you. We hope you come out to the next game.
I mean, one of those knees is hard enough to come back from. When it happened the second time, what was your mindset?
Well, no, not again. That's the first thing that crossed your mind. But then you got people like Coach Cristobal, and you got people that play the same position as you, urging you to come back and wanting you to come back and compete. And being a competitor, I felt like I had to do it for myself, to also to come back to prove to myself that I could do it.
What is the process of that like? Because first you get the surgery, and then
you rehab before the surgery. You rehab to have the surgery so your leg doesn't get too weak, and then you rehab up to 6 to 8 months after surgery, just to get back in playing condition. And then the practice throughout the year is still considered rehab, because you're really never back to where you started at.
And are you in a brace for an extended period of time? Or?
Yes. In the game, I had a brace, and it kind of got bent during the game. And normally when that happens, it's normally the knee and not the brace.
I mean, how much of the last 2 years do you think you've spent in a brace? Or
well, about 9 months.
Yeah.
About 9 months in a brace.
Was there a point you thought, maybe I don't want to go through this again?
Those days, it was like 1 or 2 days in rehab, but for the most part, no. This is just drive. I like to win. I like to compete.
Looking forward, are you guys sort of like, are you personally ready to sort of go on, and now that you've gotten past that first game hurdle, how does it feel finally going to your second game against Texas A&M? It's something that you haven't felt for in a long time, I'm sure.
I really don't know how it feels yet, because I haven't got to the second game in a long time. So when we get off the plane and land in Texas, I'll be able to give you a better answer there.
What do you know about Gerard Johnson and Jeff Wood, that whole combination?
They're good. They're good. The receiver, he's strong, he's physical, he's fast, he blocks, he runs screens, he lines up in the slot, he does everything. And then the quarterback, he's an athlete. He scrambles well, he keeps his eyes downfield. He has all the makings of a great quarterback.
Do you think you're all the way back yet, or you still got some?
Yes, I'm all the way back.
Well, at what point do you feel that way?
At what point? When we kicked off the rug.
For a receiver like Fuller, do you think that maybe if you get a few hits on him, that things would change, that he would play a little bit differently than the way he comes?
I like to feel that everyone we play is a competitor, and he's not going to back down. Like, we're going to keep plugging at him and plugging at him and plugging at him, and we don't want him to stop. We hope he keeps bringing it.
So what do you plan on doing to stop the offense?
Our coach has developed a great scheme. We've been going through it. We haven't fully finished with it yet, because it won't be completed until the game. But whatever our coach asks us to do, that's what we're going to do to stop it.
What do you expect the atmosphere is going to be like at that place?
Crazy. I played at Penn State, Alabama, Kansas, and it's supposed to be a whole lot worse than any of those 3.
And as of now, being the number 2 defense, do you feel, is that something that you guys have been sort of talking about in practice or avoiding, or?
Well, we feel like we didn't do a good enough job last week. Our job as a defense is to not let them score, and they scored. So we take that's on our shoulders that they scored. So we prepare every week as if we're the number 1 defense in the nation.